despite public apathy, despite the people who were unfortunate enough to go and see this abomination in theaters, detesting every single second of the 88-minute long run time, they can go ahead and put their fears to rest that Captain Marvel will be returning in the event. Well, we don't even know what the Avengers film is going to be called, or if she's even going to make it that far. My money is that there's going to be some sort of a reference to her in that upcoming Black Captain America, Falcon, Super Soldier Man guy thing, Black New World Order, something or other, because we've seen the plot with leaks, and we also know that the reason that, it got delayed for so long is because they want to make the action scenes more satisfying. Oh, Marvel's not going to learn from any of these disasters. They're just simply going to chalk this one up to, so many other problems that were surrounding it. Just the misogynists and the bigots that are out there. It wasn't that we made a bad film, it's that everybody else has bad taste. But hopefully, in the back of her mind, Brie Larson is a little bit smarter than that, but we've also seen her personality on display. You remember she had a YouTube channel, and we kind of know that, well, definitely not her smarts that are the most appreciable assets that she can contribute to the public discourse. And shout out to that nice one shot of her favorite white tank top. Brie Larson seemingly debunks rumors she wants to quit playing Captain Marvel. Yeah, why would you go ahead? She's already pockmarked at this point in time. Her worst career decision was playing Captain Marvel. Do you remember? She was an Oscar winner. She was an Oscar winner who got a dump truck full of money roll up to her place and say, how much? Because you're going to be the new female Iron Man for the new phase of Marvel. And then end up getting mothballed because nobody liked your film. And you were there at the beginning of Endgame, right at the end of Endgame, and you were totally and completely inconsequential. And that you only showed up during the tail end of Phase 4. And now your film is going to be looked at and gone, oh my God, it's the worst performing Marvel film, and probably the point in time where everybody started to realize that this is no longer an infallible franchise. But no, guys, it'll totally be fine. I'll be back in the next one. Don't worry about it. What's the next one? When is the next one going to be coming out? Shut up. The Marvel star, Brie Larson, dispelled previous rumors that she had become disillusioned with her MCU character following fan backlash in response to her performance in Captain Marvel as the titular character. It was rumored that Larson wished to move on from the MCU. However, a recent interview seems to suggest the opposite. In the book, The MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, author Joanna Robinson wrote that Larson wanted to quit her role as Captain Marvel. Yeah, and if you also remember, in the lead up to the release of Secret Invasion, Samuel L. Jackson was out there on the interview stroll. He was telling a story about how the election of Donald Trump broke Brie Larson. I would imagine that it probably had something to do with that. I really hope 2024 finishes off all of these snowflakes. But, oh well, a boy can dream, right? Maybe he'll get his wish granted if the girl boss from Disney's other flop in the making will just go ahead and, allow that one to sneak through. Following the disappointment that Captain Marvel 2 had at the box office this month, Captain Marvel 2 only in some markets around the world because they aren't brave enough to put the other two strong, independent, diverse women up there front and center. Captain Marvel, after all, was a billion-dollar movie. Why did you have to go ahead and disperse all of the marketing to two other fringe characters? Had a lot of faith in that character, now didn't you? However, in an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Larson offered an optimistic perspective on her MCU character. The actor explained that there's still so much more to be told regarding Captain Marvel's stories, and that the superhero is only beginning to grow. Hopefully one of those growth spurts involves getting a personality. Larson further explained that she loves the character and relates to her in more ways than one. I too am autistic. I think that there is so much inside of Carol. Pause. Isn't she supposed to be in a deleted scene a lesbian? So there wouldn't be anything inside of Carol. Well, depending on how many they've each had to drink, maybe a right hook or who's the bottom scissor. She is just a great character to continue to grow with. Whatever, just a bunch of this babble. So yeah, is Marvel going to learn from their mistakes? Well, has Brie Larson got any other career prospects? Yeah, I don't really think so, because we can go ahead and take a look at the numbers that are out there and what we see right now. Well, guess what, guys? It's just another continuation of another trend. It ain't good. It ain't good at all. And as you can tell, like I said, okay, when I was doing my recap of the Hunger Games, it's kind of weird It's weird. It's weird that there would be such a delay on the numbers when it came to that. But when it comes to dailies, when it comes to actuals, oh boy, they are more than ready. And the people at Box Office Mojo and the other aggregator sites, they are more than willing to go ahead and, just lay all of this stuff out there bare for the world to see. I don't anticipate any other updates on this outside of just projections and all of that stuff. Estimates, if you will. A bunch of blue boxes there. Go ahead and make that a little bit more transparent. But $1.5 million, $1.5 million domestically. And for the United States with a 5-day long holiday weekend, yeah, this thing is going to be forgotten so fast, and it is, I'm really thinking it's not going to get to, unless the international just takes right off. But I'm not entirely sure about the holiday structure, abroad, but it'll get over $100 million internationally. It definitely will. That domestic number, it ain't even going to come close to touching 100 million. Okay, not even close. Worldwide, yeah, I don't think it's touching 2, guys. I think it's about done and dusted. Once we get the actuals for this weekend right here, we'll be able to paint the complete picture, because there's a lot of red on that, okay? Even though it is holiday season now in full swing, not a lot of green. Normally when you're trying to make a candy cane like that, okay, you would want to have equal parts red and green, and you would think throughout the week, obviously, your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday pull isn't going to be as much as your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when everybody has more of an opportunity to go to the theater. But you normally don't see fall-offs every single day, and especially week after week. 87.2% Friday to Friday. That is abysmal. And then even the record-setting first Monday, you still fall off over a half. Like, this thing's done and it's dusted. And I also noticed, and your keen eyes are probably also looking out for something else as well, knowing that $1.5 million estimate for Thanksgiving Eve also came out of nearly 1,000 fewer theaters. Even the theaters are like, okay, Brie, it's so nice that you want to return as Captain Marvel. It's just the next time that you do so, it's not going to be on my doorstep, okay? We're trying to keep the lights on out here, because $282, $310 days, that's not enough to pay for the staff. That's not enough to keep kernels in the popcorn machine. That's not even enough to turn on the projector, okay? So pack your shit and get out of here. But not everything, not all of the criticism is going to fall on the ample bosom of Brie Larson. Oh, I'm sorry, fall at the disgustingly large feet of Brie Larson. There are other people to blame for this, and as many props as I've given her, Iman Vellani seems like a wonderful person. Definitely has a better grasp on PR at the age of 21 than Brie Larson at the age of, pushing 40. But even she knows that this thing is a disaster, and that she's out here just rattling the cup around in order, could you please spare a moment of your time and listen to me talk about my upcoming venture? She's become the Jehovah's Witnesses of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Listen, I'd really like to have my spin-off team-up theories. I'd really love to get that to go into production. We even had a tease towards the end, but if nobody wants to see it, well, we can't necessarily do it. Despite the Young Avengers tease, you remember that all-female Young Avengers, but I'm sure they're probably going to rope in some beta boy to go ahead and fetch something for them. Hell, they're going to need their own version of Nick Fury after all, because you're going to have what? Ironheart, Echo, yeah, exactly. I'm naming off all the heavy hitters to begin with. Cassie Lang, you remember how enchanting she was at the beginning of the year. Kate Bishop, hey man, if Iman Vellani and whatever the actress who was female Hawkeye, like, they seem charismatic enough. Maybe they could just go ahead and go do something else with their life. Get the hell away from Marvel. It's toxic for your career. But if they're going to be doing the Young Avengers, well, somebody's going to have to want it in the first place. Iman Vellani calls for a petition to get them going. We teased it in our $300 million plus film, but nobody wants it. That's sad, man. Actress Iman Vellani, who plays Ms. Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and D+ streaming universe, recently shared that she hopes a petition has started to convince Marvel executives to do a second season of Ms. Marvel, as well as a Young Avengers theatrical film, despite an enormous flop, the Marvel's post-credit teasing the Young Avengers. I'll tell you what would actually get, people a little bit more interested in what you're doing out there. I'm just saying, man, if Marvel wants to go ahead and have a reinterpretation of a few of the costumes, you might get back some of that male audience, but you don't want to have to reckon with reality now, do ya? And just move right along. In the post-credits scene of the film, Vellani's Kamala Khan confronts Haley Steinfeld. Ding. Okay, that's her name. Haley Steinfeld. Right, okay, ding. And gives a knockoff version of Nick Fury's speech to Tony Stark from the first Iron Man. You keep them words out your fucking mouth. Khan tells Bishop, do you think you were the only kid superhero in the world? Bishop's response, I'm 23. I'm not a kid. Okay, that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Oh, I know. I've been reading up on you. Bishop then questions, what do you want? Khan responds, I'm putting together a team and I want you on it. Please. See, oh man, for as tired as I and you likely are when it comes to girl bosses, there could be some chemistry there. It might be all right. From the people that have seen it, that's like one of the few things that people are like, yeah, I'd be somewhat interested in that stuff. But then you also start to hear it's like, oh god, you want to rope in that unlikable hag from Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania? Yeah, I'm good. But just go ahead and have a stretchy girl and Arrows McGillicuddy. You could go ahead and have like a nice little team-up film over there. You know, the Young Avengers. Well, you could still even call it the Young Avengers because there's 2 of them. That'd be great. You can go pick up somebody likable along the way. Go past the mall and see if you can find any of your friends. Speaking with Slash Film, Vellani revealed that there were actually more actors and characters that filmed the scene than just her and Steinfeld. Interesting. But were they busy? Oh, none of them can find work. She said, there's another version where does it matter if I say it? No, trust me, sweetheart. Nobody cares. There were more characters in it. I will not say which characters. We already know because all of Phase 4 was setting up girl bosses. You have, Black Panther, who's now Black Girl Panther, and they're probably right now just going, oh, for God's sakes, we need to have a new Black Panther. Can we just, through the power of the multiverse, just bring back Michael B. Jordan instead of making him Hercules? He could just go ahead and be, Black Panther, because that would be great. Can we go ahead and do that? Because sure, he's totally and completely unlikable as a character. As a person, she seems kind of based, but that's the problem with all of this stuff. There's a reason. There could be some likable characters that are underneath here. Iman Vellani seems great. Haley Steinfeld, ding. Sounds like there is nothing wrong with her at all whatsoever. It's just the crap that they're given, and that's why people are tuning out in droves. They're turning out to other more palatable projects. It's just the writing in this stuff. It became enough is enough, and the Marvels is the perfect encapsulation on that. If you were trying to use that as your springboard for the Young Avengers, try to reestablish forgotten characters of years past, and then bring in the X-Men in an official capacity off your biggest bomb ever. Yo, man, you knew. Okay, like, the people behind the scenes knew this thing sucked a metric shit ton of ass. They knew it. There have been multiple cuts of this film. There was an over 2-hour version. There was an hour 46 version of this. Then there was the 88-minute cut that got rolled out into theaters. They knew that this was bad. The behind-the-scenes scuttle on this was skate quickly over thin ice. They knew it was a bomb. They knew it was atrocious, but yet they tried to jingle enough keys to get people into the studios, into the theaters. Do we have to go back to this to just show how abysmal of a decision that was? But God bless her, man. God bless her. She seems to like the character. She seems to want to continue to flesh her out on screen. The only thing that's just unfortunately going to be flushed out of Marvel is what remains of the audience. Godspeed to you and whatever you do into the future. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.